Papuletus boss music though. Good shit. I have no idea if I'm actually pronouncing his name right, by the way. I didn't know back then, I don't know now. That's just what that's just how I've always said it, honestly. It's Papuletus. I don't know if there's any other way to say it, honestly. Damn, this shirt is huge. Getting fucking caught in the chair and shit. Yeah. Anyway. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online. Let's jump back into the grind. Make sure I'm clicked into the window. Oh shit, the music's all loud. There we go. Well, it sounds louder than it should be. Kind of weird. It oddly has like a secret agent vibe to it in some parts of the song. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's a creature that snuck into the clock tower or something. And he hijacked the clock mech to defend himself in the center of the clock tower. I don't know. I wonder if they gave most of that old content like maybe slightly more proper little storylines and stuff. But I don't know. So the EXP event ended. I was supposed to stream earlier to get that last hour in, but I figured I'd still do a stream anyway, even though I missed it. We won't get as much EXP, but it's still something. Just because I still want to like keep that habit of going from one Saturday to another. So it won't be as much EXP, but we'll still get an hour of grinding in, because why the fuck not? And then after this, I will be taking tomorrow and Monday off. So. Do you think we'll get more Dragon's Claws because we got the drop boost? That would be pretty fucking funny if that happens. Expected, but funny still. Still funny. But yeah, I had a bit of a busy day today, so unfortunately I was not able to start streaming early enough to squeeze in a little bit of the EXP boost for today. Sadly. It is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Something's better than nothing, though. And I think it definitely keeps us on track for reaching 200 in June. I feel like that's definitely very plausible at this point. If we don't reach 200 in June, we'll definitely get to 199. It's guaranteed to happen in July. Provided that I can do the full weeks for that, you know? Also, I just came up with a good way to make up for this. For missing out on the last of the EXP boost for today. It's 1.5 times EXP, not double. So technically, I would only need to do, if I do a full hour right now, I just need to tack on an extra 30 minutes on the next stream that's in the boost week. And then it evens out. It adds up to pretty much the same. if I do the full hour today, I just gotta do another 30 minutes once 1.5 times the XP is on again. If it had been double the XP, no, it would actually it would actually require a whole hour to make up for that. A whole extra hour, not 30 minutes. Got the dragon nest music. That triumphant finish. Panic music.
A test of your reflexes.
This one I never heard when I played. It was in the classic MapleStory background music playlist for this channel, but I never remember hearing it back in those days. The image does show Leafree, the music, the place that the music we were just listening to is for. But the character on screen is like, I mean, it looks like the Black Mage riding a dragon. That was never a scene that I witnessed during classic MapleStory days. So, but this track is called Dragon Rider, and yeah, I never remember seeing this scene that I'm looking at right now, or hearing this music ever. So I have no idea where it was supposed to play. But yeah, for those curious, this track is called Dragon Rider. MapleStory background music, so it's a good one. It's good chase music. The image on the screen makes it seem like it had, you know, it was some kind of chase sequence. Getting intense. And then we go from that to this. This was Malaysia exclusive content, I guess. Or rather, like... They put real life locations into some of the regional exclusive content for some of the regions of MapleStory back in those days. It's not a thing anymore. A lot of the region exclusive areas, from what I've seen, have just disappeared. They don't exist anymore. But their soundtracks are preserved. So, you know, that's something. Malaysia was a place. It was most likely in probably a location in the Southeastern Asian version of the game. I think that one's still up. I think that one's still running. See, I really like the accordion in this one. It low-key reminds me of Super Mario Sunshine. This whole section of the playlist coming up, which was not in the montage we heard earlier in previous streams, it's all regional exclusive content. It was only exclusive for a while, then eventually got moved into the global version that I played. But even in the global version, it's been removed now. It was like only there for a limited time. For several years that I played, but then shortly after I stopped playing, they eventually removed that content. I don't know why, but I'm guessing it had to do with, like, it was probably just like... It was probably copywritten in a limited way, because it was made exclusively for other regions in the first place, you know? I have no idea where this content is from, but this is the Ghost... That previous track was called Keycon, K-E-C-O-N. This one's called Ghost Ship Party Quest. I don't remember a Ghost Ship Party Quest. I have no idea where that was in the game, but it was somewhere. is like heroic teamwork music. This is a formula for that. Really? Not 15. Interesting. I'll have to check that later. That was my mouse. Okay. Oh, that's fine. If it was double, then it would have been 15 minutes. Okay. So no. Okay. Okay, I had to check my math about what I said earlier. It wouldn't take an extra 30 minutes, it would take an extra 20 minutes. Yeah, I only have to do an extra 20 minutes basically next stream. Oh, right. So I was so distracted checking my calculations and stuff. The previous track was called Go Shanghai. The original version of it, apparently. That's what it says on the thing. And it was from China Maple Story. And then the track after that just ended was called Night Market. And this is Night Market Field. So where you would fight the monsters outside of town. So the previous track was basically town music for this same area. This is where you would fight monsters. And the Night Market area, from what I saw in the comments, was a location in Thailand or Taiwan Maple Story. One of those. They got some nice fucking rave music going, dude. I was like, oh shit. A lot of people are like, what the fuck is this? I've already played this track before on a different stream, but it's called Showa, bathroom. In other words, it's the bathroom in Showa. It was Showa was a Japanese Maple Story place that Global had for a while. Enjoy the water ASMR. Pretty bathroom. Now this is the battlefield in Showa. I remember liking the place when they finally added it to Global because it's all like Yakuza Mafia type themed. So the enemies were just other like, it was one of the only places back then where you actually fought other people, like other humans as enemies. As like enemy NPCs basically. I'm not talking about PvP, that wasn't a thing. I'm just saying the enemies were actual humans. And they were like Yakuza gang members basically. But it's from the Showa time period, so. They had or sorry, not time period. But they had like you know, they had little suits. Some of them had suits, other ones were more like street thugs, but they were all like working for the same like criminal organization. When you defeated them, they would like yell shit out too. It was funny. In Japanese. Like it was, you know, authentic. I only remember one of them one of the like, not a boss fight or anything, but one of the enemies, one of the regular enemies would yell out Shiksha when he died. He'd be like Shiksha like that. You can tell I practiced it way back then.
Bruh.
Oh, another one would be like Masaka. They're basically just saying like damn it or it can't be. Something like that. That's rough, loose translations right there. Because they can't believe they got their asses handed to them. Now, some of the enemies would wield knives and guns. Some of them actually wielded guns. So I remember when they first added it to Global MapleStory, this area, they censored it by giving the enemies like toy hammers and toy guns or water guns. They literally gave them like kid toys, the enemies. So everybody knew it's like, oh, okay, they're censoring it because, you know, Global MapleStory, which is based here in America, probably just doesn't want to, they just want to avoid controversy, not get in trouble. Because the game was obviously attracted a lot of children, minors. So even though, you know, the chibi art style and everything, obviously. So they probably just were trying to avoid that. But somebody did ask them directly. There was one time they had like a Q&A with one of the developers. It was not like a video. It was just written on like a message board somewhere. You know, it's kind of like how Reddit is used today for... Yeah, it's kind of like how Reddit is used for Ask Me Anything, AMA. Kind of like that. So players of the game were asking questions to this developer who worked at Nexon America. And somebody asked them about that particular place. Even though the Q&A was just open-ended, somebody asked about this place and why it was censored. And I think the way they asked it was with that assumption. They said, did you guys do it because, you know, you wanted to like avoid controversy or something, you know, basically what I just said. And the guy responded by saying, whenever I see questions, or I think whenever my toy Yeti sees questions like this, he specifically said the toy Yeti sitting on his desk. And it's he meant one of the Yetis from the game. There was an enemy in the game. It was a Yeti in the snowfield area. So it's an actual enemy in MapleStory. He said, when my toy Yeti sees questions like this, he just laughs. That's it. That was the answer. And I mean, keep in mind, most people were already kind of upset that Nexon had like a track record of not being very transparent with why they do the things they do. So that didn't really sit well with a lot of people. It's just kind of like, dude, it was a serious question. Like, why can't you just fucking answer it? Like, what the fuck? What kind of stupid ass answer was that? Like, there you know, people like low-key hate them for their shady monetization practices and lack of transparency. This is back in the 2000s that I'm talking about. They might still be this way now. From what I've heard, they are. But it's like they already had like a kind of a bad reputation, and then they sidestep questions like that are just like, why couldn't you just say yes or no to that? Like they would. It just kind of came across as condescending, basically. I was just like, all right, fuck you too then. And so then one day, just in the distant future after that, like maybe a year or two later, when they patched in new content that had nothing to do with that area that I mentioned, one day just the censorship was just gone. There was no explanation given. They didn't say anything. The enemies just went back to looking like how they did in the Japanese version, where they actually had guns and knives, like proper gang members. It was just like, okay. They just didn't say anything about it. So at that point, it's like, well, okay, so if they didn't say anything about it, it's because they didn't want to draw attention to it. So it looks like the initial theory is probably correct. It's like they had planned to only censor it for a little while because it was like brand new content. And then once the content wasn't new anymore, that's when they decided, okay, we'll uncensor it now. For some reason. It's just like, okay. Nexon's never been the most transparent of game publishers. They've always been a little shady. It's because of that I'm actually somewhat impressed at what they did with MapleStory in terms of like the production quality. Listening to like the more modern music, seeing some of the still images in those videos for the soundtracks, showing like little pieces of the cutscenes a little bit. I was like, wow, they kind of went all out on this game. Like they actually did invest into it. You know, they added some, I don't know how much, but I know they added some voice acting, like I said yesterday, I think, because of the fact that when I messed around with some of my character's skills when I logged in, I saw that he actually has a voice. I was like, yeah, they invested into it. Definitely has a more polished feel in terms of how it looks and sounds. The gameplay looks fun from the little bits that I've glimpsed on like the beginner video that I talked about. It looks a lot more fun than it used to be. We'll see. The music we're hearing now, the past like 2 tracks, including the one that just ended, it's another Japanese exclusive area. It's called Kaede Castle, I believe. Let me see. Or just Ninja Castle, they called it that too, because here you fought, this was actually like the medieval time period, and there were ninjas and samurais, but the place focused mostly on ninjas. So we listened to Ninja Castle outside. That was like the town music, the chill, laid-back vibe. And then the last track was the inside of the castle. That's where the enemies are. And then this is still the inside of the castle, but it's a zone called Castle Trap. Exactly what it sounds like. I don't want to say the enemies were harder, but there were like a bunch of traps that like damaged you pretty hard. Like spike traps and stuff like that. This area was, I think, if you took like a wrong turn, because it was set up like a labyrinth. And the goal was to find your way to the innermost part of the castle where you would fight the corrupt like emperor and defeat him. That was like the storyline. And don't worry, there's boss music for that too. That's coming up after this. It's fucking sick. This music is awesome. Dun, dun, dun. Good shit. That flute is going in. I do have a YouTube video of defeating the boss at this place too. And all on my main channel. And here it comes, the boss music. Oh, by the way, the Emperor was actually a giant toad in disguise. So the first phase of the boss fight, it plays the same music for both phases, but the first phase was him in human form, and then he turns into a gigantic toad afterwards. This music plays the whole time. It was a fun boss fight. He had these little baby toads that would come out as minions to help him. So this was yet another Japanese exclusive area for a while, called Neo Tokyo, but it starts in a place called Terra Forest that has like a time warp portal. That's what we're hearing now, is that area. So you would go here first, and then you would teleport into a futuristic version of Tokyo, Neo Tokyo. From what I'm seeing in the modern soundtrack, they kept this area, or at least brought it back, but with a, like, kind of a new storyline and new music. Which is, like I was saying a couple days ago, more melodramatic as hell. The soundtrack that we're about to hear from the old version is very different, and I like it better. Even this track. We never got the storyline for this place, though. In Global Maple Story, we just got the area, and that's it. There was nothing to do. It was just, you can kill the monsters and stuff, but there was no story to it. People were kind of let down by that. There's people who had actually seen like what the storyline was like in the Japanese version. They said it was really fucking good. And even when I heard the soundtrack and saw some of the comments in the soundtrack videos that we're about to hear, they were like, this was honestly Maple Story's first... Somebody said this was honestly Maple Story's first blockbuster. Like, first, like, really epic storyline that I had. Because I guess that's what became the norm later, after I quit playing. Was, like, these big, dramatic, like, epic storylines that they added to the games. It's what I'm looking forward to when I start playing again. But they said this was its first one, way back in the old school days. Was this Neo Tokyo thing. I never got to play it because they didn't put the storyline into the global version for some reason. This gave us the area with enemies and no context. Like, okay. I don't even think they had like the final boss fight either. But at least we got to hear the music. Here we go. This is at the very beginning, and it's literally at a park. Just a normal park with like children's playground. Like there's nothing dangerous. It's like sunny. It looks totally fine. Terra Forest was the last one, like I said, and then this one is called Average Town. It's literally an average town when you look at the image. And yet it's playing music like something hugely epic is happening for some reason. And there isn't. Not Trav found the Psycho Wand from a Delbiter. Congrats, Not Trav.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
This music's fucking awesome, dude. I actually really wish they'd let us play the damn story of this place back then. I'm sure somebody on YouTube has an archive of it. Maybe. I have to translate it though. It's gonna be in Japanese, you know? At this point, stuff is happening in the story, I assume, just by looking at what's happening in the, like, the background of the image that we're looking at, but... This one's called Midnight Harbor. Neo Tokyo Midnight Harbor. Exactly what it sounds like. It's the docks at night, where shady stuff happens. Fucking love the heroic vibe of all this music. It's like, I can do this. It's going down. This one is Air Battleship Hermes. Oh, yes, it's what it sounds like. It takes place on a battleship in the air. A lot of the enemies were high-tech robots, obviously. A lot of mechs. You know how it is. Gundam, Armored Core, mech stuff was, you know... Mech stuff has always been popular in Japan. So I think the main vibe was, in terms of like what the machines, the robots, and the enemies looked like, it was a little bit closer to like Ghost in the Shell kind of thing. But they had mechs that were not like giant; they were just, you know, like almost human-sized. But they were autonomous weapons, regardless. Now this is again a little bit after my time. New Leaf City, which was there when I played, I guess at some point they added like a new storyline to it from when I played, where aliens invade the place. So this is the town music. It's not the old town music that I remember. It's new town music from when the place gets destroyed, it looks like. And by an alien invasion. And so it's called New Leaf City Town, and then in parentheses, Alien Invasion. It's much cooler music than the original town music, that's for sure. New Leaf City was a global MapleStory exclusive area. It had a lot of, like the buildings in the background and everything. It's futuristic, but it's a lot of references to American cities like LA, New York. It's like a mashup of LA and New York, but in futuristic style. There's even the Statue of Liberty, but it's a mushroom. They got Mount Rushmore in the background, but the heads are all the 4 classic job instructors before they added pirates. The pirate job class. But after they added New Leaf City, they expanded it later. It's a place called Crimsonwood. And it starts with a place called Crimsonwood Phantom Forest. That's this place. They leaned heavily into rock music. This is like before the alien invasion stuff. From what I've seen in the modern soundtracks, they remade this place also. It doesn't have the soundtrack anymore, and it looks completely different from what I saw in the images. Or the image in the soundtrack video. It's totally different vibe now. I like this music better. The new vibe is like... tries to be a lot more, like I've been saying, the vibe I've been seeing is dark and melodramatic. I never played Castlevania, but I saw somebody in the comments saying that seemed to be the vibe they were going for in the old version, what we're hearing now. Especially once we get to the castle in the forest. That's called Crimsonwood Keep. The next few tracks are basically going to be from there. The commenter said it gave them Castlevania vibes. I can't confirm because I've never played the games myself, but I'll take that guy's word for it. I just know it's fucking awesome. This is still an area in the Phantom Forest, but it's in the region where it's set up like a labyrinth. You have to find your way through. It was, I mean. But this is when you're in the zone. When you're in the zone where you could find the local like boss, the area boss for the place, which was Bigfoot. It looked like one of the snow yetis, but it was brown, and instead of having huge arms like the yetis did in MapleStory, I mean, it had obviously huge feet and small arms. It was inverted. The regular snow yetis in MapleStory had giant arms and small feet. Bigfoot was, you know, small arms and giant feet. Bigfoot. It also had like another creature riding on top of it, I remember. It was a difficult boss fight to clear. It was an area boss, so anybody could just walk in and start helping you or whatever, but it did more damage than the amount of maximum HP you could have if it touched you. Implying, because every enemy in MapleStory had, maybe they still do, but they had touch damage. So like, kind of like when you're playing a Mario game and an enemy touches you, you get hurt, right? So if it just, the enemy touches you, even if it hasn't aggroed yet, it hurts you. So the touch damage from the boss was like more than the max HP you could have in the game, so it would always kill you in one shot. Implying that he's basically stepping on you and, you know, being a giant Bigfoot, obviously it kills you, it crushes you. The dangerous thing is he could move fast. I mean, he probably has a long stride, right? Big ass feet, big ass legs. I think you could barely outrun him. I think you'd only outrun him if you were a thief class, actually, back then. But yeah, I have a video of killing him too. So if anybody's curious what he looked like, on my main channel. Somewhere in there. This is when you reach the castle. Crimson would keep. It's the outside though. What's it called? The last track was called Bigfoot. This one's, yeah, Crimson would keep. When you're at the front gates of the castle. I grinded there a little bit. The enemies gave good EXP for a certain level range that I fit at the time. It was also the furthest you could go for a while, until they patched in the inside of the castle. Which was much later. One memory I have of this place, there was a way to like essentially track down, stalk other players that's built into the game, where you do //find and then you hit space and you type in the character's name. And you could do that with any character and they would tell you their location, even if they were not on your friends list. Like it totally enabled stalking anybody, as long as they were online, right? I remember one time I wanted to test it out with a game master, actually. And there was one time where Game Master started shouting in the game to like the whole server, but their name showed and everything. They started just like they were just like doing, it was just like fun little banter that they were having with the players. Like they were just kind of fucking around or whatever. It was not like a big special event, but I saw their name and was like, I did a /find on their name and it said they were here in this spot for the music we're hearing. I actually went there while they were still doing stuff. And there was no one there, just the enemies. So I was like, oh, fuck it. I heard a rumor that they could make themselves invisible. And this proved it. It seemed like no one was there. I started killing the mobs. They kept on talking, you know, saying whatever to like the whole world and messing around with the players, the community. And then eventually when they kind of wrapped up what they were doing, they then sent a message to just me. Like it just popped up on my screen. It was different from the shout chat they were using. And it just said, good job, because they were watching me kill the enemies. And I don't know if they actually gave me like something small, but then they kind of just logged out after that. So they were there the whole time. I just couldn't see them because they had their invisibility active. So they were just sitting there watching me kill the monsters while they were talking with the whole server. It was like one of my only interactions with a game master way back then on MapleStory. Oh, this is the inside of Crimson Woodkeep. Hella fucking metal. Yeah, this is Crimsonwood Keep interior. This is where that person left that comment saying that it reminded them of Castlevania. The music. And I mean, it's inside of like a lobby of a giant castle, so the whole vibe. Oh shit! Oh, come on. Thank you. So I'll take that escape though. Oh, I guess I didn't fully decrease his HP. Alright. There we go. Oh, this is the party quest inside the castle. I think I only did this once or twice with some of my guildmates back then. I don't even know if we ever cleared it though. The party quests were never easy in this game. Back in those days. From what I've heard, they don't exist anymore, but because the game has been optimized for solo play, just like FF14, you can basically play the whole game alone. But yeah, back then when they had party quests, this was the one for Crimson Wood. Music is fucking intense. It's like in the lobby that we just heard. So the vibe is more like a humongous sense of urgency. Or like panic music. That's about it for now, folks. I think I'm good for now. Yeah, when we come back, next stream will be... I'll do an extra 20 minutes when it's boost week. It'll be in May. For EXP boost week, I'll do an extra 20 minutes to make up for the fact I didn't do, you know, I missed the boost for this last day today, Saturday. And that'll do it. It would... Yeah, I would have to do another 30 minutes right now But instead, I'll just wait till the boost is back up next month and just do 20 minutes extra instead. Then it evens out to pretty much the same. So. This is called Grandmaster's Gauntlet. Again, still in Crimsonwood. This is the boss fight for the party quest. Like I said, I don't think I remember even reaching... Maybe we did reach it, but we definitely didn't beat him. There's actually like four enemies at once that all represented like each major job branch. So like warrior, thief, bowman, and magician, I guess. That's pretty cool. The music's good, you know? Good shit. Anyway, we'll leave it at this. So like I said, I'll be back with some more next month of this. For now, I'm taking a break tomorrow and Monday, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming of Five Nights at Freddy's on Tuesday. For Tuesday and Wednesday. So, we're still on Help Wanted. Still not clearing it anytime soon. It turned out to be longer than I thought it was going to be. Which is, it's fine. It's all good. Anyway, until then, I'll leave you with this intense music as we part ways. So, as always, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across all platforms. And until next time, I hope that you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. But please remember to take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't die. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Take it away, Vaughn. I already did the vow, so...
Son of a bitch.